Hi everyone, Amy here, and I have some more single layer prettiness to share with you, and I'm going to use doubled up stencils. So to start, I'm showing you an A2 size card base, and this is actually an older stencil called Seedlings from A Colorful Life Designs, and I'm going to pair it with this brand new fairy flower stencil. How gorgeous is that? I'm so excited about it. That is from the new May release at A Colorful Life Designs, so use my coupon if you shop and save on your complete order. I'm going to use the Spa Collection Zen Garden inks, and here's a photo of the card that I'm going to make for you today. Super quick and easy, but super pretty, and it's single layer, so it'll be really easy to ship with no added bulk. So to start, I'm just using my Wendy Vecchi station tool, and I have my A2 size card base lined up underneath that seedling stencil. And for this background, I want it to be very subtle. I love this design, but I don't want it to take away from the flowers that I'm going to be using. So I'm just using some residual ink and essentially cleaning my blending brush with this blue or teal color, just to kind of create a little bit of visual interest in the background, but not take away from the focal point. So I'm just blending this all over, kind of light-handed but heavier-handed in spots, just to give some variation in depth and color. But very simple. It's a little hard to see, but you can see it in the finished photo, and it just gives kind of background, kind of with the illusion of a sky or clouds, but obviously with that cool seedlings design. Now here I'm going to line up the new stencil. I end up actually flipping it over. You can see on all of Mary Kay's stencils, she'll put an engraving, which is super helpful because then you'll know the name of the stencil and also be able to know which side you're on to make sure you have it on the correct side. But here with the orientation, I actually wanted them to face the other direction, so I flipped the stencil over, and you can see I'm just using some low-tack tape to kind of mask off the stems, because I know that I want the blooms to be purple and I want the stems to be green. And if you're familiar at all with color theory, then you know purple and green don't really get along. So I do want to try and keep these areas separated as best as I can. And I'm just coming in with this gorgeous purple color from Catherine Pooler just to create these blooms. Now, I don't know the name of these flowers, and I'm sure that's not even what was intended with this design. But I remember I took a photo once of these gorgeous purple flowers. They just were quite tall, and they just looked like a poof of purple, and they were so gorgeous. I have no idea what they're called. So if you know what they are, please let me know in the comment section, because I've just loved that flower ever since I've seen it, and that's what I wanted to kind of replicate here today. So now I'm going to use that same low-tack tape and kind of mask off the blooms, and then just do some very simple ink blending to create green stems. So you see that's what I'm doing here. And I still have those magnets holding down my stencil, keeping it in place. And this is really very, rudimentary masking here. There's nothing too technical here. It was pretty easy to kind of just separate these two areas. So just going to close up the purple and come back in with the green and do some, like I said, very simple ink blending just to kind of create the stems. And you can see rather than going completely side to side, I'm going a little bit more up and down because I don't want to kind of shift that stencil. If you are worried about it at all, you could use pixie spray to kind of hold it down as a temporary fixative. But honestly, it wasn't really needed in my opinion in this case. So just be a little careful and maybe go up and down rather than side to side to not kind of jostle your stencil around. But you can see super crisp, gorgeous design here, and I left that space open on the lower right because I knew I wanted to do some stamping in terms of the sentiment. So I have this gorgeous collaboration stamp set from Hero Arts. I will link this with all the other products that I used in the video description box below, but I'm just choosing which one I want to use. Sometimes you can just take that stamp set right with the plastic cellophane and just kind of move it over your card and figure out what one you might want to use and where. It's a nice visual aid to just kind of plan out your card. But I'm just loading this up in my mini Misty in the lower right corner, and then I'm just going to do some very simple stamping. Just going to condition it with my hand, and I'm using one of the same green inks that I used on the stem, just so there'll be some continuity in color here. I'm just going to press it down with my press tool from Tailored Expressions, and maybe do it a couple times if it's not nice and even. But bear in mind with Catherine Pooler inks, they do tend to get darker every time you stamp them, so bear that in mind. And then I want to add a little bit of something extra, so I have my corner chomper tool here, and I'm going to do opposite corners here just to add a little something extra. But overall, extremely simple. You see how quickly this came together. This would be a great idea for card batching or a card drive or anything like that. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. I really appreciate you. And seriously, if you know what kind of flower I'm talking about, please let me know, because I would love to put some of those in my yard. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye.